Welcome to Secrets Revealed, the Holy Bible. Today we're looking at Genesis chapter 28. The title of this video is Jacob's Ladder. There are 22 verses. Beginning in verse 2, we see here, "Rise and depart quickly." This is the instructions from Isaac to Jacob. Rise and depart quickly into Padanaram versus arise, go to. You can see there's more of a sense of urgency in the Septuagint. In verse 3, "And you shall become gatherings of nations." That's the words of Isaac again. Versus, "You may be a multitude of people." It's one thing to be a group of people. It's another thing to be a gatherings of nations. Not just one peoples, but many peoples, and they're all gathering there. If you think about it, in a lot of ways, America, Canada, Great Britain, there are gatherings of nations. Within those nations, there's what you call multiculturalism, diversity, more so than a lot of other countries in the world. Very open to people from all nations, of all ethnicities, different cultures are welcome there. In verse 6, we read, Padanaram. This is Esau saw that Isaac blessed Jacob and sent him away to Padanaram of Syria. Versus, we just see it just as Padanaram here in the Masoretic. In verse 8, we see here how Esau realizes that the daughters of Canaan were evil before his father Isaac. They were evil. There's no cutting or mincing of words. They were evil. However, when we look at the Masoretic, it says, the daughters of Canaan pleased not Isaac his father. That can be taken in so many different ways. But the simple explanation is they didn't make him happy, but I think this is a little too politically correct here. It's a little very light on, kind of too tactful, I would say. It's not giving you the full, complete picture of just how displeased he was. They were evil. They vexed his soul. They were evil. But I'm not going to interpret that. I'm just going to say they were evil. Not that they didn't please him, whatever that would mean. Maybe they just, he had displeasure or did not accept them, but they were evil. I don't think there's, what else can you say about that? It's just plain and simple evil. Verse 12, we see here, behold, a ladder, this is Jacob's ladder, in his dream, was fixed on the earth. So one can interpret that to mean it had been established on the earth since the beginning. It's just been there. It's been fixed on the earth. Versus the Masoretic, it says, behold, a ladder set up on the earth, which opens it up to interpretation that it could have been set up at that time of his dream, that it wasn't always there. Whereas, according to how I read this, I know there are many opinions, but I read this as it has been there for a long time, because the angels of Elohim are ascending and descending on it. So it's not like a new thing that just was built. It sounds like it's been there, and Jacob had only had his eyes open to it in his dream. That's the way I see it. But if you disagree, please, make a comment. Either way, it's an interesting way that it is worded here, fixed on the earth, whereas it was set up on the earth, which seems to connote that it isn't a permanent fixture. It's more of a, just set up as a temporary structure, but it seems like it's there and it won't be removed. That's how I read fixed anyhow. Verse 13, it says here that I am the Elohim of your father Abraham and the God of Isaac. Speaking to Jacob, this is Jehovah speaking. Fear not, fear not. Okay, let's look here at the Masoretic. It says, yeah, I'm Jehovah Elohim of Abraham your father, Elohim of Isaac. Doesn't say fear not. It's omitted completely. That's interesting. I wonder why that is so. But anyway, it was omitted. Verse 14, we read here, your seed, speaking to Isaac, Jehovah, the Creator speaking, your seed shall be as the sand of the earth, whereas it says shall be as the dust of the earth. Either way, it's very much very numerous, but I find it that sand is different than dust. Let's just admit that they are not the same thing, but they are multitudinous. They are numerous. I made up a word, but the sand and the dust are not the same thing. So just wanted to make that distinction. It's not a big, it's not a major difference, but I found that interesting. Verse 15 says, preserve you. Behold, I am with you to preserve you continually, and all the way wherein you shall go. I'll be with you, but I'll be with you continually. There'll be ups and downs. I'll be with you. Don't worry, I'll be with you continually. I'll be with you the rest of, I'll be with you till the world ends, I think there's a nice line in the movie. I'll be with you till the end. I forgot what movie, not the movie, but I forgot the exact line. But I will be with you. I am with you to preserve you continually. Let me just look that up, that verse. Yeah, so it wasn't a verse. It was a quote from a movie. I'm with you till the end of the line. That's from Captain America Winter Soldier. But anyway, that's what Jehovah is saying. I'm with you till the end of the line. I will be with you to preserve you. I'm going to preserve you, not just for a little bit, not just for maybe a year, but continually, and all the way wherein you shall go. But he has a part to play in that. But anyhow, Jacob does. But I find that so reassuring. Let's look at the Masoretic. What does he say there? Behold, I am with you and will keep you in all the places where you go. Okay, I'll keep you. That's still good, but I find it more reassuring. I'll keep you continually, perpetually. I'm going to be with you till the end of the line. It's a lot different if Captain America just said, I'll be with you, Bucky. Oh, okay, thanks. But it makes a big difference when he says, I'll be with you till the end of the line. Big difference, I think, in my opinion. It just has more impact if I heard someone say that to me. Verse 16, it says here, Jehovah is in this place. That's Jacob's statement after he woke from his dream. In the Masoretic, it says, surely Jehovah is in this place. So the word surely was added to the Masoretic, whereas in the Septuagint, it is said simply as a statement. It's not an emphatic opinion. It's said as a statement. Jehovah is in this place. Instead of, oh, surely Jehovah is in this place. There can't be otherwise. Can't be otherwise. But no, he's saying Jehovah is in this place. Verse 17, it says here, Jacob was afraid. It says that in both, but he says here, how fearful is this place? Versus, how dreadful is this place? Now, I need to distinguish these two words. Fearful, I believe, is closer to awesome. How awesome is this place? How amazing is this place? And that could relate to the fear of Jehovah, the yirat of Jehovah. It is more related to love and obedience, loving the Torah, obeying Elohim, and hating evil. Loving righteousness, hating evil. That's essentially what the fear is. I believe it is closer to love than dread, than fear of death. I don't think that's what he's expressing here, the dreadfulness. He's expressing amazement, wonder. I don't believe he's saying this is a frightening place, like a haunted house. No, that's not what he's saying. However, that's how it can be read in the Masoretic text. Dreadful. That's what you would say of like a concentration camp, of a haunted venue, an asylum, places that you just want to get out of. But how amazing, how wonderful, how awesome. That's what you would say to a place where Elohim really is, where you don't want to leave. You just want to, yeah, it says he was afraid, but that's a different fear. That's not a fear of, dread of being frightened. That's one of respect, of reverence. Okay, so that's all I have to say about that verse. Verse 19, it says here, Jacob called the name of that city before, or he called the name of the place House of God, House of Elohim, Bethel. That's a literal translation of what it means. And the name of the city before was Ulam Luz. Ulam Luz. Now look here, it just says Luz. So that's interesting. And then verse 20, if Jehovah Elohim will be with me, this is a vow Jacob makes, versus if Elohim will be with me. Now, the reason I bring this out is because in the scriptures, we know when they say, if God will be with me, or Elohim, that can mean, if you're not specific about it, that could be any Elohim. That could be even the false Elohim. Now, I know that's not what it's saying in this verse, but that's why in this Septuagint, it says his name. Whenever we see that, that's Yod-He Vav-He. If Jehovah Elohim will be with me, that's a qualifier. If you don't include his name, then that could just be anyone. So that's why I find that more, it's more accurate, more precise, rather than just leaving it open to Elohim in this, when you take this verse out of its context. But it does say his name, and it's important that it distinguishes him from the other Elohim, who are not real Elohim. But anyway, they are not the creator. Only Jehovah is Elohim. And then the last verse we're looking at is verse 22, right at the close here, right at the last line. I will tithe a tenth for you. Versus the Masoretic, I will surely give the tenth unto you. So giving a tenth is known as tithing, but it's interesting. He says, I will tithe a tenth for you. So whether there's a dispute or a conflict of people wondering, should we give a tithe? It says, yeah, I will tithe a tenth for you to Elohim. So you give that to him. But Jacob was permitted to do this. I know today people understand that we tithe to the Levites, and anyway, that's a whole other topic on its own. But that's all I have to say for this chapter. I thank you for your time. Jehovah bless you and make your way prosperous. This is Jack Knight for Secrets Revealed, the Holy Bible. Stay tuned for the next episode, Genesis chapter 29.